Aloha, 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 everybody. Aloha to all my warriors out there. Welcome to day two of Road to 45. So we're going to talk about, um, we're going to hit a little bit on genealogy and also about what do we do with that? How do we get to that point of sharing or understanding where we come from, where we come from, and all of those little details that comes with um, or genealogy. And I bring this subject up because I've spent the last, I think, 3 days with Ohana and Hawana, and we had a cultural enrichment program for the summer. And um, we went back to basics. Who are we? Where we come from? Where we come from? What are the legacies? And that's the scaffold um, into the foundations of what where we're going, where these young individuals are going. And so just wanting to help them understand, like, even though life might be tricky and could seem challenging, um, when we know who we come from and when we know where we come from, we often have a better chance of recovering from the trauma. We have a better chance of understanding that not all challenges are meant for us to traverse, right? Sometimes we get hit in the face with it. And so, going back to basics is understanding, like, who we come from, where we come from, what are the legacies, how do we understand this space, um, and how do we build so that the future of who we are, our offspring's offsprings, have a foundation, you know? So it goes simply back to passing down information. And so we dug deep and we went into, like, um, I think we went at least 5 generations back, so starting with them and then their parents and then their parents' parents on both sides and then their parents' parents, right? So their grandparents' parents, and their grandparents' grandparents. And it was interesting because I got to sit with all of them, and I get to sit and see, like, how they're coming to, like, calling mom, mama, uncle, auntie, like, how did I get my name, and like, who gave me my name, what does it mean, and then um, where did Papa come from, or where did Tutu Man come from, where did Tutu Lady come from. And so I'm watching all of these unravel, and I realized, like, I should have started doing this a lot earlier, especially for my own family, because I got to watch my nieces, like, ask their parents and see them get excited. Like, so you named me this because why? Oh, am I the only one that has this name? Did I get this name passed down to me? And then they start realizing, like, as they're digging through all of these layers of names of their who they come from. They start putting pieces together, like, oh, so that part of the family came from here. Well, I always thought we came from here. Like, even watching my nieces going, I didn't know we were Chinese. I was like, yeah, we're Chinese. Like, how come my parents didn't put that in my birth certificate? It's a good question to ask. Good question to go back and ask. But it gives them opportunities to go and ask the hard questions so that they have a sense of responsibility and kuleana, going back to understanding who they are, where they come from, so that they can understand where they're going, and should they ever need to know how to get back to who they are, they understand the scaffolding of who they come from. And I think most importantly out of all of this is understanding that we won't always have the answers to everything. And even though I might be facilitating this opportunity for growth for my nieces and my nephews and my home mama. Um, I'm learning. I'm learning from them. Like I get to watch them get excited. I get to watch them question. I get to watch them go, how come I didn't know this? I said, well, now you have an opportunity to learn and you have an opportunity to keep asking those questions so that you do know. Then that when you have children, you can pass that on or you can build it into their names. Who knows? Um, that's the greatest part about passing on these, um, passing down these opportunities to learn who they come from, where they come from. But yeah, I'm learning just as much as they are. I get to see the intricacies of how their minds are working, and they're young. They're young teens, and so it's good. And so looking at genealogy, sometimes we don't always agree that that we know everything about our families. We often know very little in comparison to what information is out there. And so, yeah, just it was a good opportunity to pass down and to reach out to my ohana, the young ones coming up, and just be that catalyst for them to go, Auntie, what about this? And Auntie, um, how do you know I had this aunties and this uncles that exist? And I learned when I was your age, and so now it's my turn to teach you. And my advice to everybody out there is if you can, talk to the youth in your family, open up those doors of conversation, share the stories that are needed to be shared so that they can understand um, who they come from, where they come from, to have a better understanding of where they're going. Should they ever need to recenter themselves, they have an opportunity to come back. And that's the most important thing is that our young kids are understanding that they're not going to always have the answers, but they're always going to know and they're always going to at least feel that they connect back to a place and they connect back to people that they haven't even met yet, and they probably will never meet because they have gone and passed before they were born. But that connection, that 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 pilina that they have with those um, names and those ancestors helps to guide them how to return home when they go off and see the world. So again, genealogy is important, and if you can, talk to your ohana, talk to the youth in your ohana, and if you are willing, share. Uh, but yeah, that's it for today. Always remember to keep aloha in your heart because you have aloha in your heart. You have aloha to share with the world. Truly and honestly believe aloha is going to save the world one person at a time. So, you guys have a good one. Aloha and ahui.